What do you do if you want your skipping woolly to skip the bottom of the stream rather than 3 to 12 inches below the surface? Well, then you use a Jack Clyne deep skipping woolly. A couple of differences between Jack Clyne's skipping woolly and Terry Stratman's skipping woolly. To make it sink, it does have weighted wire that is wrapped around the entire length of the shank. And it also has a tail. I don't know if the tail makes any difference to its sinking or not, but it does have a tail. I'm using yellow thread on a number 10 hook. Wrap a little bit of thread here in front of that weighted wire and then wrap down over the wire. And I can use my tag of the thread to help me do that. And then when I get down to the end, wrap a little bit back there also. Make sure that that wire doesn't move. And bring my thread back up on top of the wire. For the tail, I'm using the tip of a hackle that I will be using for the hackle on this woolly. And I'm just going to take and tie that entire tip in by its butt end. And I am wrapping it up here on top of the weighted wire so that the tail sticks straight out. And then what I can do is just grab that tip and snap it out, and then the fibers left there are the tail. The hackle is this. The package actually says honey, but I think it's been dyed, so it's very close to a ginger. And I am tying it with the shiny side towards the hook, turning it just a little bit as I tie it, so that I want to make sure that as I tie it, it wraps with the fibers pointing towards the eye of the hook in what I'm calling a reverse hackle. The body is ginger chenille, and I'm peeling off just so I have just the inside threads exposed. Bring that back up to the front of the hook and then wrap the chenille. Just want to make sure that I leave plenty of room to do all of my tie-in up here in front. I don't want to take that chenille too close to the eye. Maybe I already did. That's something that I have to be very conscious of as I'm tying, is to make sure that I am not crowding the eye and I don't want chenille stuff hanging out over the eye there either, and plenty of room to tie in the hackle. Now as I wrap the hackle forward, I am being conscious to have it turn so that those fibers are leaning forward towards the eye of the hook, and I am calling that a reverse hackle. And because I want this fly to sink, I probably don't want a real heavy hackling on it. Catch in that tip. Pull everything back away from the eye. I think I'm close enough to the tip I can probably just snap it out of there. Yep, tension on the thread, snap it out of there. Put a whip finish on it. It's like I didn't have it in my vise quite as tight as I might want it. And then some head cement. I am using a diluted Goop. That will dry clear. I'll put the recipe for the diluted Goop in the description below. So, Jack Clyne's Deep Skipping Woolly, as presented by Ed Story in Missouri Trout Flies, How to Tie and Fish Them.